Hey guys, have you ever subscribed to a monthly kit, received it in the mail, opened it up, loved it, sat and thought like, oh, what could I use this with? What could I use that with? Maybe I'll have the right event someday where I can pair it with the right photos. Oh my gosh, I've so been there and done that. And I'm done. I have decided that no, I am going to get a kit in the mail. I'm going to use it that very month, and I'm gonna just try to pull some different things that I have on hand in my stash and get these things onto paper. I prefer to enjoy my kits in my projects versus like storing them away. So it's my focus, and I call this my crafty capsule. I do every month a new capsule, so I feature certain products, I scatter them across my desk. That's what will catch my eye, and that's what I'll use on my pages. So if you're kind of curious, want to learn a little bit more, stick around and I'll introduce you to my August crafty capsule. This month, the inspiration for my crafty capsule is a kit from Coco Daisy. It's called Along the Path. I subscribe to the creative kit, the stationery kit, and this month I purchased the classic cousin sticker kit. I'm not going to walk you through each of those components. They do a really nice job on the Coco Daisy YouTube channel of walking you through each and every piece if you're curious. But I'd basically just start to pull favorites from each of those, things that really immediately catch my eye, or like, oh yeah, I think I could definitely use that. I compile them into some type of storage right on my desk. And then I left this little pile out right here because this is a really good example of kind of what my desk looks like throughout the month. I'll start to like, ooh, that'd be cute to use with that, and I'll just kind of lay it in a little pile. But I'm telling you guys that once it's on my desk and if I can see it, I'm so much more likely to grab it and to use it. So that's kind of the whole premise behind this, and that's kind of how it works for me. And this month we started with the kit. When I get my kit, immediately I head to my inks and I start to compare like, which of these is gonna work with what? I'm gonna show you a video here of me stamping out each of these inks to kind of see what they look like on my paper. I like to test a variety of inks and kind of just narrow it down to the ones that I think will work best. Always keeping in mind that things don't have to match exactly, they just have to kind of go. Like they just are gonna take the color theme and take it another step for me so that I can create my own elements to add to my pages with ink. You're gonna see this little guy is kind of lingering here. He wasn't on that sample page. Cashmere is a really good neutral. I feel like it kind of picks up some of the brown tones from the kit, so I have it it's hanging out here. He's maybe not official, but he's kind of along for the ride. And quite frankly, having a neutral on hand is always a great idea. These inks are from Catherine Pooler. They are by far some of my favorites. I love her spa collection. I like her party collection as well, but I feel like the spa collection are colors that you kind of really don't see everywhere else. They're slightly muted. They're just a little bit, I don't know, softer, and yet they just seem to go really nicely with a lot of the kits I've been using recently. I'm sure some of the party colors would work as well, but I do prefer these. I like them. I am an affiliate with her, so if you are curious about her, feel free to check out my link in the description. I'll link up each of the colors I'm using here. And Hot Tub is retired, but it is by far a favorite of mine. So if you don't have this yet, I do recommend it before it's gone. And then I also just want to mention that when I first received her inks, they're gloriously juicy, and that's great for a card maker and you're working on a nice thick cardstock that can handle all that extra dye. You're totally set. However, if you're working in like a planner or something where you prefer not to see the image on both sides of the paper, then I do recommend taking her ink pads and just daubing them off the entire ink pad to a scratch piece of paper at least twice and kind of see how that feels. I understand it's a delicate dance. I'm not trying to tell you to dry out your ink so that you have to buy a re-inker. I'm not suggesting that, although lately I have been picking up the re-inkers when I purchase the inks just because it is a delicate dance that I sometimes need to re-ink and kind of get it all figured out. All that to say, hers do arrive juicy, so please test yours out. If you try them, don't just like immediately take them to your project because you might be surprised at how much ink truly collects on your stamp. And if it is too much for your liking, you do have that option to kind of just slightly dab off a little bit at a time, try it once at a time and re-ink, and just, it is a dance and you do kind of need to spend some time getting familiar and comfortable before you just immediately jump into your projects with those inks. Just wanted to say that. So I have the inks all set out. The next thing I do is I start to pull items from my stash. You're gonna see I've collected some things from my stash in here. I've mixed it in with the kit. This is a little Toyo toolbox, and it is perfect. It is a little bit like back heavy. It does want to flip over because it has the lid and all the things resting kind of in that momentum. So I am a little bit cautious with that. And right now I have some pet tapes clipped to the back, which I'll go ahead and walk you guys through. If you haven't tried pet tape, highly recommend. It's just a fun material, super thin. The Cocoa Daisy kits include some pet tape material stickers in some of their kits. Hiba, also by Creates, is another source where I find a lot, so I'm gonna show you guys this little one. This is the Cat Collage Club, and they're so cute. Hiba and Micah from the Cat Collage Club collab together and create these adorable rolls. This one's called Out and About, and it basically covers like everything you're doing this summer, I guarantee you. So if you keep like a little journal and you like to have a little sticker that kind of represents what you were up to, this is a really good roll to grab. It's just, you know, you're having dinner out, you're going on a hike, you're reading a book, a lot of the things, the basic things we do, but then it also has like some little camping or going to the museum or to the bookstore. So just, you know, average or ordinary daily things, but then also some little special occasions sprinkled in there as well. Then I'm gonna flip it back over. And this is a recent roll I picked up from Paper Minty Studio. She just had a fun release. And these are alphabets. So this was all like on one long roll. You actually get I can count. 5 different alphabets in 5 different colors, all on one long roll, and then it repeats itself on a roll. So you guys, it's a lot of alphabets, it's awesome. But there's black, there's a really light blue, a kind of a tan, a darker brown, and then a yellow. So the colors could not have been more perfect to work into my pages this month with this Cocoa Daisy kit. So I'm very excited to use that. In addition to those pet tapes that I have set out kind of from my stash, I also have a drawer here in my desk where I store things by color. So these are random little things that I just, you know, maybe don't really know what to do with, but I can be like, hey, I might use that in the future. It's blue, that actually goes there. You know, kind of aqua is here, anything within that general neighborhood. I just store them in these little bins. They're from the Container Store. And last I checked, I think they were on sale. They're simple, cheap little bins. So I have my blue set out, kind of looking at my ink colors. That helps guide me. I've got blue, I've got kind of hot tub aqua here, some green, and shea butter yellow. So I just keep like thin pieces of paper in here, things that I might want to adhere to my projects, stickers, all sorts of just crazy stuff. And not all of these would work with the kit, but I'll just rifle through periodically and kind of be like, I need something yellow on my page, and voila. So in those little bins, I have stickers. I have like a lot of things that maybe I've print out as digital files and cut out myself. So it's just kind of a nice little spot to store those kinds of things. But in addition to that, I also have recently created this little sticker book. I took kind of a half letter setup of a half letter covers, I think from Cloth and Paper, some discs from Cloth and Paper that I really just had on hand, did not purchase for this. And then I found some loose leaf release sticker paper. Loose sheets of release sticker release paper. You can see it's kind of shiny. And you just can come through in like rolls of pet tape. Like, let's face it, this can get awkward. You have a lot of space being covered by these guys, or if they're rolled up in your drawer, you're just not gonna see them very likely, right? So I took a lot of the rolls of pet tape that I have, and I took them off the rolls and stuck them here on to create my own sticker sheet. You're gonna see some of the stickers are kind of like grouped with the ones that they came with. Certain rolls I've just kind of decided to keep together because they make sense, like they're a theme of something, you know, travel or mail or I don't know what. Like that, yeah, mail. I kind of have a whole mail page even though they're from different manufacturers. Kind of coffee is here, some books currently. A lot of those are from Everyday Explorers Co. But then I also created pages that are more just color based. So like a lot of browns and tans, grays, into like blacks, purples, and then you'll see here I have blues, greens, aquas, into the yellow. And so like all of these sheets this month that match up to those same inks, they're all like gonna be very fair game. And this is just a fun way for me to be able to quickly see at a glance all the little stickers and little details that I might otherwise forget I have, or, you know, not take the time to unroll a roll of, 10 rolls of pet tape. Who has time to just dig through those all the time? So this has been an easy way to easily locate something that I'm looking for. I definitely work like that. Like my brain thinks, I need something green on this page to balance out the other green things I have. So I come here, search through that. This is gonna be like just a staple stash item for every capsule, basically. I love these little ollie clips too. I have a magnetic board over on my wall, and so I will oftentimes clip pet tape that maybe I wanted to keep on the roll. I just want to see the strip there. It's almost decorative at this point because I don't have a lot of decor on my walls, but I'll like take the ollie clips, they're magnetic, so they clip nicely together to keep those together. And then they also clip to my wall. It's been kind of slick. But most likely I will also be adding these into my little sticker release book. I just haven't done that yet. I have most of Hibba's rolls kind of on their own sheets. So I haven't done that yet, but I would probably do that. I just kind of also like having them lay across my desk, at the top of my desk while I'm creating, again, kind of this concept. It's like, oh, my eye will catch something and I'll be like, oh, that's perfect, I can do that. Something else I'll mention is that if I have old stickers from previous kits or different things I have in my stash that I feel like will go, I will actually slide them here into my little storage bin. You're gonna see here I have some washi. These two are from the current Along the Path kits that I received, but then I also have some older washi. I think these are all from Cocoa Daisy, and I felt like those colors also kind of work in addition. So I leave them out here. Again, having them within my eyesight really increases the chance of me using them. So I just like to keep them kind of tucked up here up front, holding their space, waiting their turn. The last thing that I normally do is I pull together some stamps. And to be honest, I have been pulling together certain stamps and then I've been using whatever the heck I want. So that's kind of silly. But I do always prioritize anything that's like new to me. So I'm gonna show you, this guy is the Allie Numbers set. It was Hibba Also Buy Crates July release, and she also released this adorable little collaboration again with the Cat Collage Club. So those same little pet tape stickers artist, she's also now created some stamps. They're super cute. They're very fountain pen oriented, which I'm not all the way on board, but I do have one that I have been trying to use periodically a little bit more in my Hobonichi, just kind of testing it out. And I don't hate it. I don't love it the way some of you guys love fountain pens. I haven't quite had that fall in love moment, but I'm experimenting, so we'll see if we can work some of this onto my pages this month as I play around with that a little bit more. So like I said, I do like to incorporate anything new. It's kind of the same concept as that kit arriving in the mail. If I don't use it right away, there's a really strong chance it kind of just gets tucked away. And if you don't use something, then you don't have that experience, that like relationship with it. So you're not likely to grab it in the future because you don't really like, oh yeah, I used that one and I love how it turned out. So you got to give them that chance to like show themselves to you. And so that's this one I have actually already used here in my larger 7x9 creative journal. I wanted to set up the weeks differently this month, and this space on the pages was like perfect for a week number. So I definitely was like, okay, let's go big or go home. We just chose some big numbers, and I used these cute sticky notes that were part of my stationery kit, and I paired them with this new stamp. I tracked this one down from the Buy Sell Trade group. It was part of the deluxe journaling kit for the month of August, which I don't subscribe to, but it's awesome. There's a group on Facebook where Valerie didn't want hers and I was willing to take it off her hands. So she stuck this in an envelope for me and it came right away. So that was really slick. Thank you, Valerie. I loved using this on every week of my pages so far this month. That made me happy that it's gonna show up over and over because it's a super cute stamp. Other than that, I think I have shown you guys, I have a little rolly cart, literally just right next to my desk here. And at the very top, I just have this little bin and it just holds all of my stamps. I have 4x6 stamps and I have 6x8 stamps. I group these by category. So I have alphas for each size, numbers, shapes and patterns. Then I have home bases here. I have anything like topical or text-ish. And then I think I have a section for like florals and vines. Those are the kind of the categories that I think of when I'm going to grab a stamp. If I want to add a title, I'm looking for an alphabet. If I want to add a week number, I'm looking for numbers. You get the idea. So that's just how it makes sense to me. And I have them all right handy. And the truth be told, like I said, I've been setting out specific ones each month, but I've literally been just coming over here and grabbing whatever I want. And I think that that's great. I don't have an overwhelming amount of stamps to choose from. I feel like this, I can work with this and I'm able to just kind of come in, find what I'm looking for and be on my way. So I'm just gonna say, these are the stamps I'm using this month. Let's just call it what it is. I've been using whatever I want. I'll continue to use whatever I want in August. If I had a stamp from the kit, you know, obviously I would highlight that, anything new, but I don't happen to this month. I'll just pull anything from my stash that I want to. I do tuck always a couple of little stamps here in my toolbox. I have August stamps from old Studio Calico kits, and this is a kind of a recent one from Everyday Explorers. Ooh, that reminds me. I'm gonna pop a picture up here, and I just got an email this week that's showing a preview of the August kit for Everyday Explorers. I subscribed to them, and I thought that this was super cool. Like, I love it when the two kits that I subscribe to kind of play nicely together. I'm not gonna say that they match, the colors are not the exact, but I feel like there's kind of a nice thread going in and amongst both of them. So super excited to get that one in the mail and kind of sprinkle it in as well here with the rest of my stuff that I have set out. aside from that, I'll stick out a couple of markers every now and then and kind of just have those on hand here at the side of my desk. I don't have a ton of markers. I don't do a ton of lettering, but they're kind of nice to have on hand. So these are just calligraphs from Archer and Olive, and then a couple of mild liners that are more like in this hot tub and shea butter family. And again, not exact matches, but just kind of some general colors that will work. So I'm excited to dive in this month. I don't have a lot of plans to be outdoors. I don't have camping trips planned or any hiking trips, although I do hope to hike. But it's still totally possible to take a kit that has kind of some heavy themes and just to pull what you need from it. There's a lot of pieces that are generic enough, and or I can supplement with, like I said, my ink pads to create my own little things and my own stamped images that will then work in perfectly. So if you're working with the same kit, I would love to see kind of the things that you're creating with it. You can join me over on my Facebook group and share there. There's a few of us that also use the kit and we share these. There is a portion of us in that same group that do not subscribe and still like take a color theme and use it in their planners or their pages throughout the month. So don't feel locked in. There's no like you have to have a kit to play along, but you can definitely like grab any sticker sheet from your stash, anything that you've gravitated towards, and pull some inks and kind of do your own thing. I highly recommend that. And if you're curious, I basically did that in July. I didn't have a kit I was working with. I just started with some colors and just pulled from there, and it turned out fun. So there's all sorts of options, but like I said, this month I'm working with the kit as my inspiration and going from there. I love these little stamps. See, I want these out on my desk because I just want to like make sure I use them, and it helps me to just see them laying around and oh wow, they look cute with that plaid paper. I like that. I can work in a fair amount of mess, if you can't tell. So all that being said, I hope that you get a chance to do something creative today, and until the next video, you guys take care.